The Hitman series has been going for well over 20 years now, introducing us to the bald-headed assassin with the barcode tattooed on the back of his head, and the games have been delighting people ever since. The series kinda slipped up with 2012's Hitman Absolution that split fans and suffered from poor sales, but the series returned to its roots with Hitman 2016. Its launch was a bit odd as it was given an episodic approach that didn't do amazingly well, but eventually the series did find success when it was released later on as a full title. But behind the scenes the series was in danger of being lost due to the sell-off of IO Interactive, but thankfully they were saved by themselves and Hitman returned in 2018 with Hitman 2, an equally wonderful game. But now, just after 2 years after Hitman 2, we're finally getting the final entry in the brilliantly titled World of Assassination series with Hitman 3. But does it deliver a fitting end for Agent 47? Let's find out. Let's start off with the story now, and Hitman 1 and 2 did offer a story of sorts, and whilst they were okay tales, they were more of an excuse to send the smart suited assassin across the world to off some various evildoers. Thankfully, Hitman 3's story feels a bit more in depth and feels far more cinematic with some lovely looking cutscenes, and there's a great amount of environmental storytelling here that expands on the tasks that you're doing. A great example of this would be a mission in Germany that will test Agent 47 to his limits as several hidden ICU agents hunt after him. On to the actual gameplay now, and Hitman 3 continues the same great gameplay style of the original two games. The game is a collection of 6 sandbox-like levels that give you a few targets and a few objectives and let you off the leash and let you complete the level how you see fit. It's a complete joy and it works incredibly well. There's so many different variables to how you complete your tasks that each level begs to be replayed. The games look fairly decent in size at first, but as you explore each map, it's astounding how much detail and depth and how big these levels open up when you find new things to do. The game includes 6 new locations as I said before, and this sees you jetting off to a skyscraper in Dubai, an old mansion in England, to even a nightclub in Berlin. There's certainly a lot of variety in the locales you visit. Each of the game's new levels feel incredibly different, each with their own theme, and it feels so great to play through them. The opening level is a highlight where you have to skydive to a huge skyscraper in Dubai. As you explore this lavish event hunting for your targets, there's some wonderful moments here, and there's some cool potential here for some very fun and clever kills. The next location is Dartmoor Mansion, which is easily one of the highlights, if not one of the best entries in the whole series of locations, as there's a sub-story here where you actually have to solve a murder of one of the residents of the manor. It's a lot of fun with some real Knives Out vibes. It's a classic murder mystery mission and I loved it to bits. Another fun example is the nightclub level in Berlin, where 47 is all alone with no help from the ICA and he has to assassinate several unknown agents who are hiding in plain sight using similar skills as Agent 47. It's a thrilling level, kinda making you feel like the hunter becoming the hunted as it turns the tables so well, offering a very refreshing level. I won't spoil the other levels for you, but rest assured they deliver a great time, and arguably Hitman 3 offers the best selection of maps in the series to date. On to new additions to the gameplay now, and while there isn't actually much to be added, and to be honest there needn't be, as the Hitman formula is pretty much perfect. What we do have here is the new sorts of Dark Souls like shortcuts. These are a handful in each level, and unlocking them allows for easier access to the game's more harder to reach areas, and are quite handy. Also, Agent 47 has a smartphone now which can be used to take photos and hack various things and levels. It's a nice new addition and it isn't a game changer, but it doesn't need to be. On to the length now, and to complete all the 6 locations and watch the cutscenes, it will take you a good 6 to 8 hours, but if you're only playing these levels once, you're certainly missing out, as I said before, Hitman 3 levels are made to be replayed, with all the different mission stories, alternative ways to dispatch targets, discovering new areas, new start locations, and all the different mastery levels. If you want to aim for the elusive 100% for each level, then you're talking about a good 50 plus hours. As for the other content on offer, we have the return of the Escalation Contracts, which are ever increasingly difficult challenges that sees you dispatching a target in certain ways within a certain disguise. With harder levels, there's new rules that come into play, like hiding bodies, wearing certain costumes for a certain amount of time, and it does provide a nice little challenge and variety. There's also an exclusive mode for Hitman 3 on PS4, and that includes the ability to play the full game and its previous 2 entries entirely in VR. I haven't got a VR headset, but I've heard from many friends that have it that it's a great mode and it works really well. If you're a seasoned player of the series and have played Hitman 1 and 2, then you can also transfer all those levels into Hitman 3. So you can play all the locations spanning the whole World of Assassination trilogy, which means you'll easily have well over 100 hours worth of murder and fun. You can also transfer your saves as well through IO servers, which means you can keep all your gadgets and mastery levels for the legacy content. Though mission stories have to be reset, but it doesn't really matter as you'll have so much fun going through these old levels again. On to the presentation side of things now, and ever since Hitman 1 came out in 2016, it was a fantastic looking game with many detailed environments, and as the series continued, we've seen many graphical improvements. But with Hitman 3, we've seen the most impressive looking title to date. Continuing running on the Glacier engine, Hitman 3 looks stunning, with dense and packed environments, lovely lighting, whilst also running incredibly smoothly. Whether you're playing on the base consoles or next gen systems, the game looks and run fantastic. On the base PS4 we have an unlocked frame rate that sticks to the mid to late 40s, but once we get to the PS4 Pro the game runs at a near 60 FPS with hardly a drop in sight. IO Interactive are complete masters when it comes to their tech, and all the game's many locations really do show off how powerful their tech actually is. From the gorgeous and jaw-dropping level in Dubai to the wonderful and detailed Dartmoor Mansion. It's not just these levels that have been updated, as all the previous game's locations have been spruced up visually, and again these areas look wonderful. Even the 5-year-old Paris level still looks amazing to this day. Conclusion time now, and Hitman 3 is a truly exceptional end to the fantastic trilogy of games. IO Interactive have created some of the best and wonderfully designed and in-depth levels in the business. Hitman 3 may not reinvent the wheel, but it doesn't need to, as the game is a wonderful chocolate box full of assassination possibilities. If you played all the games in the series, then the whole of the World of Assassination series is included here, and it's all glorious to play through with hundreds of hours of content to get through. It's easily one of the best looking titles of this generation and runs amazingly on whatever console you play it on. Agents 47 Journey has been thrilling from beginning to end, and I can't wait to see how the team tackles James Bond in its future Project 007 game. So with that, I'm giving Hitman 3 a 10 out of 10 with a title of outstanding. Thank you for watching my review. I hoped you enjoyed it. If you could subscribe and like, that would be great. And as always, until next time, happy gaming. Bye.